Hello everyone, welcome back to Box Aviation. Today will be the unboxing / review of these 10 beautiful models that I just got for my favorite realtor, Prairie Diecast. There's some new models and some wide bodies, some narrow bodies. There's a lot to get into, so let's start it off with the Aviation 400 Star Wars 777-300 by Aviation 400, if I'm correct. This is the Aviation 4. If I can get into the camera, I hope I can. See? There we go. Let's get the thing. It is a beautiful model that I'm happy to get. And let's put it up and see. There we go. So here it is. The Aviation 400, if I'm correct, is the Aviation 400. Star Wars 777-300 for ANA. So here's the box of the aircraft. It's very nice box. Here it says the ANA Inspiration of Japan with the Star Wars table, with the Star Wars, with the registration Juliet Alpha 789 Alpha. Here's this Boeing 777-300 here with, again, the R number with the 1/400 scale. At the side here we have the ANA titles with a bunch of information about the airplane. Here we have on the side the ANA 777-300ER with, of course, again, with information about the airplane and the size of the real aircraft itself. And the same thing as the underside with the beautiful art printing of the aircraft. Found the back is pretty empty, just says a few things about this model is not suitable for children under 14. So that's it. I don't think this is Aviation 400. I don't know what brand it is, but still very nice model. I recently purchased from Aviation 400. So let's get into this review really quick. So let's start off here at the nose of the aircraft. We have here the Boeing 777 nose. Beautiful livery again. I just want to stress that enough. Just beautiful livery. I love A&E Star Wars liveries. So let's put the camera here. So here we have the beautiful Boeing 777 nose, followed by the L1 door, followed by the L2 door. Beautiful. Here the landing gear of the 777, very nicely done by this manufacturer. Here we have the L3 door with the beautiful GE engines. If I presume I'm correct, it's the GE engines for thing. Here we have the beautiful Star Wars title with ANA Inspiration of Japan with the registration again. Here we have the L4 door and the L5 are beautiful. Here we have the Japan here. I love this detail here. And finally here at the wing is the red button, very nicely done by this manufacturer. Here at the back of the aircraft we have the ANA titles followed by the exhaust of the APU. Beautiful. And the elevators are done very well by this manufacturer. Really just nicely rounded model. Okay, let's take it. Now for the other side of the model, it's the same thing, but the difference is that we have the right doors, and here on the wing it says has the registration number, which I really like for Asian models, because Asian airlines, they put their registration on the wing, which looks very nicely done. Very nicely done. Here we have the same thing on the other side of the aircraft. Again, beautifully done by this manufacturer. I don't know if this is a Chinese manufacturer. It doesn't say what brand it is, but still very nice. I'll look it up. And here we have the beautiful tilted landing gear of the Boeing 777, very nicely done by this manufacturer. At the bottom of the aircraft, the belly of the aircraft, we have the stand hole with the beautiful landing gear of the 777 with the GE engines, of course. Very nicely done. Would recommend this model, and it's not too expensive right now. So I would recommend this model. Very nice model. I'm so surprised by how nice this model is. Would recommend. So that's the review of the Boeing 777-300ER in the ANA Star Wars livery. Okay, now let's put this model away for our next model. The next model we're gonna go for is the how about we pick something new? Let's see, let's go for the Panda models, I presume is the Panda models. Southwest Airlines 737-700 in, of course, the classic desert gold livery. Beautiful model. Of course, this is the classic Panda models box, so we shouldn't get into it. So we'll start the model review also. It's just like the Jimmy Jets. Let me see if I can zoom in the aircraft so it's a bit nicer for y'all. Let's see. I'm trying to get the camera to focus. The lighting's pretty bad, so. See, can I get? Yep, there we go. There we go. Here we start the beautiful 737-700 nose, followed by the landing gear of the aircraft, the one elder. Here we have the heart of the 737-700, which has number 1 on it. Very nice. Here is the CFM International engine, very nicely done. Here we have the L2 emergency door. Right here by the winglets, they're actually done much better than the GMI Jets winglets. Followed here we have the registration of the aircraft, which is let's see, November 724 Sierra Whiskey. Here we have the American flag with the old Southwest Airlines KL, very nicely done by Panda Models. And here we have the elevators of the aircraft, and of course the APU of the 737-700, very nicely done by Panda Models. Then on the opposite side of the aircraft, we have of course the CFM International engines. Nothing really different on the second side of the aircraft, just still a phenomenal model. On the back of the aircraft, we have the stand hold of the aircraft. Very weird. You can see where the wings are touching. Never noticed that detail. Must have popped out or something. I don't know. You can see the where the wings are connected, how they're connected. So that's kind of interesting. Here we have the beautiful landing gear of the 737-700. So it is a nice model. Would recommend. The rolling landing gear just is, the back ones are not working, so that's kind of annoying. But again, phenomenal model. Okay, next aircraft. Let's see. Let's put the model back in its place. Let's put them down. Next model. How about we go for the again, Panda Models JetBlue A321neo. First A321neo I got. Very nice box. I love it. It's beautiful. Very useful for Atlanta and Sacramento updates. Just a phenomenal model I got. So let's put this model on the stand. Put them on. Very nice. So let's put the A321neo on display for. Again, I'm having a hard time focusing on this model. Let's see. Focus. Yeah, seems to not want to focus, but we'll start. Here we start the A321's beautiful nose with the L1 door with, of course, the JetBlue titles. Very nice. Here's the landing gear, which is nicely done, not like GMI Jet. Here we have the 2 emergency row doors. Here we have the beautiful engine of the aircraft with the JetBlue titles. Very nicely done. It isn't it's not printed horribly. It's very nicely done by Panda Models. Here we have the beautiful A321 wing sharklet. Very nice. Not sharklet, but the A321neos. Here we have the L4 door and the L5 door. Here's the registration of November 4022 Juliet. Here's the Wi-Fi box of the A321neo. Very nice. Here's the tail of the A321neo. Is the JetBlue. I think this is the Waves livery, I believe, but very nicely done. Here's the A321neo titles. Very nicely done by Panda Models. Finally, here we have the APU, the exhaust. Very nicely done. Again, very nicely. Much better than my GMI Jet's A321ceo. But I feel like the engines are a little bit too small for the aircraft. But just my opinion. Here we again see the JetBlue titles of the aircraft with the L1 door, L2 door, L3, L4, and L5 door with the beautiful engine, of course. Is that engine going down? I can't tell. No, he's not going down. So beautiful. Here, if you can look at the engine, it looks very realistic. Much better than the GMI Jets model. And again, we have the same thing on the aircraft. Now we go for the belly of the aircraft. We have, of course, the stand hole with the 2 main landing gears. Here we have the nose landing gear of the aircraft. Very nicely done. All my other GMI Jets are done very poorly, but this is done very well. So again, very nice model. Would recommend. It's not poorly done as the GMI Jets models, but I would recommend it. Okay, putting the model out of the way. Let's go for excuse me. Let's go for the engine models. Iran Air 747 SP, very nice model. I purchased. Let's put the model on the side. Here we go for the NG box. Beautifully done by NG Models. We have, of course, the Boeing 747 with, of course, the Iranian logo. Very beautiful, just beautiful model. Here we have Iran with the airline of the Islamic Republic of Iran with the registration Echo Papa India Alpha Bravo. Very nice. Here we have the Boeing. Here we have, of course, the NG Next Generation Models titles with the 1/400 scale flexible diecast. And here's the name of the aircraft. It is Kurashian. Koronashan, if I can pronounce that correctly. Here we have, of course, the NG Models with the Iran Air. That was very nice. Here we have, of course, the Iran Air printed on. Very nicely done by NG Models. Of course, the same thing on the both sides. The back of the aircraft is just like the front, but it just has some additional information. Very nice. I just love how NG does their boxes. So, very nice model. Very nice box. Now, for the model review, of course, which is the most important. Let me put the model on its box. See? Here we go. Let's start at the front of the aircraft, at the cockpit. Here we again have the aircraft's name with L1 door and L2 door. Here starting, and my goodness, why is it not doing here? Here we have the Iran Air titles with, again, the airline of the Islamic Republic. Very beautiful. I love the hump of the 747 SP. Here we have, I believe, the Pratt & Whitney engines. Very beautifully done. I love how here you can see the detail of the slats on the aircraft. Very nicely done by NG Models. I love that because that's not a detailed gem I just adds. Here, of course, we have the little, at the end of the wing, it's a 10, I believe, but I'm not pretty sure. Next, we have of course, the Boeing 740 SP. The bottom of the aircraft is polished very beautifully. I love it. Here again, we have the registration with the Iran Air title logo on the aircraft with the AB on top of the aircraft with the elevators of the aircraft with the APU here right now. And here we have, of course, something in the Islamic. I believe it's the name of the aircraft. At the beginning, no, it's not. So I don't know what this is. Again, something in Arabic. Very nice. I love it. It's beautiful. Iran Air has such a beautiful aircraft, especially NG nailed this 747 SP. So this is the back of the aircraft. Again, very nice about Asian Airlines is that they have Iran Air is Asian, is the registration here on the wing, which is not very done that much in the US. I wish they did in the US, but they don't do it. Here again is the aircraft. I just want to, for 1 second, just to look how beautiful this model is. The polish is just phenomenal, I gotta say, for NG. Finally, here for the bottom of the aircraft, we have of course, the main landing gear of the 747. Very nicely done. Let me see if the landing gear can go back in. Here we go. Here, of course, we have the stand hole of the 747 SP for the aircraft. And finally, here we have the nose wheel of the 740 SP. So, very beautiful model by NG Models. I love him, and I would recommend him. I wish he was a more popular model, but he is definitely one of my favorite models now. I was surprised. I thought it was going to be an okay model, but this is just a phenomenal by NG Models. So now we're going to get to our next model. Let's put the Iran 747 away. Next aircraft, let's do the JC Wings Thigh 747-400 in the vintage 1980, I believe the 80s color scheme. Very nicely done. Here we have the Thigh 747-400. This box has nothing really interesting to say about it. Nothing like the NG box, so I'm just going to get straight into the model review. Here we have the Thigh 747-400 by JC Wings. So here we're going to start the aircraft. I love Thigh Airways, and I always love their original livery and their new livery. Thigh always never disappoints. Here we start the 747-400's wing with, of course, the Starline styles with the L1 door and I believe the L2 door. And this is the first door on the top of the aircraft with the Thigh titles with the beautiful stripe of the Thigh. Very nicely done. Here's the cockpit of the 747-400 with the beautiful nose wheel of the 747. Here we have the L3 door. That's the L3 door, L4 door, L5. Here's the Boeing 747-400. And the registration is let's see, for this aircraft is Hotel Sierra Tango Golf Yankee. Very nicely done. Here at the tail of the aircraft, you have, of course, the thigh. I don't know what this is. I think it's the royal sign of the aircraft, but very nicely done. Here, the engines are the 747 engine, 747-400 GE engines. I don't like them. I feel like they're a little bit too small for, not too small, but they are plastic, so they feel very fragile. Let's see if I can show. Yeah, look at that. You see, it just likes to fumble a lot. Like it's like about to explode, you know? Here is the 747's, of course, the exhaust of the aircraft. It's not done that well. It's just more like just the hole, and there's like, it's just not done very well. Let's see if I can zoom in. It's just not done very well by JC Wings. It looks very ugly, I gotta say. Very ugly. Done by, here again is his thigh. Is the thigh 747-400 on the right side of the aircraft. Again, the difference is the right side of the aircraft. I don't like to review the right side of the aircraft. Well, the significant other thing is that it has, again, the registration on the right side of the wing. At the bottom of the aircraft, of course, we have the 747 main landing gear with the Hotel Sierra Tango Golf Yankee. Here again with the plastic engines, I just don't like them. And here regards the nose landing gear of the 747-400. This is a nice model. If you need it, you can buy it. But I would wait for, I don't know, like a re-release from GMI Jets or just something else. JC Wings, again, these plastic engines are just not cutting it for me, I gotta say. Because I'm very scared that if I do something wrong, these 747 engines will come off, and that's just not really fun for 747. But other than that, it is a very beautiful model, and I would recommend buying it just if you need it. But I would say if you just don't need it and you just get it for the looks, I'd rather wait for I'll get another company or another brand, a brand or another release from the airlines. Now I'm just noticing, is the 747's the 747. I don't know if that's crooked or not, so I don't know about that. Okay, next aircraft, let's go for the, let's see, the Tarom Airbus A318. I got two of these models. So here's the A318s, Tarom A318 boxes. We have, of course, the Tarom titles of the aircraft with the Airbus A318, very nicely done. Here we have Henry Cornanda with the aviation pioneer from 1886 to 1972, Tarom Transporto Arnera Romaniei, registration Yankee Romeo Alpha Sierra Charlie. With the NG titles, of course, with the 1/400 scale collection. Here at the side of the aircraft, it says, again, the Tarom titles with the Airbus A318 from NG, and of course the printed version of the aircraft, which is very beautifully done by NG models. In the back of the aircraft, again, it just shows the beautiful Tarom A318. I just love it so much, and a beautiful aircraft. So let's hop into the review. I don't feel like getting both of them, so we'll just do one for right now. But I do have both of the aircraft. I got two of them. I want to start my Henry Cornanda Bucharest International Airport update. This aircraft is special to me because Romania is where my parents came from. And I love the Romanian aviation industry. And Tarom is one of the last A318 operators in the world, the second biggest fleet in the world behind Air France. So we'll start here with the aircraft. This nose of the A318. Let me see if I can zoom in. Let's see if I really want this to go well. There we go. It says here the front of the aircraft is of course the A318 nose with the Henry Cornado from of course 1886 to 1972 with of course here the Sky Team, because Tarom is part of Sky Team. Here's the L Wonder with the Tarom titles with the beautiful engine of the A318 with, of course, the Tarom logo. Here again, it says the L two-door, if I'm correct, and over the wing. Here we have Transporto Arnera Romaniei. Very nicely done. Here we have, of course, the beautiful A318 winglets with, of course, here we have the painted red, which is very nicely done by NG models. Not a lot of brands do that redness. Here you have the Romanian flag with, again, the registration number with the Airbus A3 and the L3 door, very nicely done. Here, of course, we have the Tarom tail of the aircraft, very nicely done. And of course, we have the elevators of the aircraft with the APU, very nicely done by NG Models. They made a flawless model, I gotta say. This is very beautifully done. Again, the same side on the right side of the aircraft, just the same thing as the left side of the aircraft, just very beautifully. I just love it so much. The A318 is one of my most favorite Airbuses. Now for the bottom of the aircraft, we have, of course, the main landing gear of the A318 with the stand hole of the aircraft and the front landing gear. Very nicely done. And, of course, they put right here the registration number. So very nicely done. I would give this model an 8 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10. Just a beautiful model. They've captured it. I actually asked NG Models to create this model, and because they're such an attentive manufacturer, they created this model for me, and I am forever grateful to them. Thank you, NG Model, for creating this model, and I hope to purchase more great models from you. Okay, next aircraft we have 3 more models to go over. That's great. Here we have the I believe this is the Albatros Eva Air 777-300 new livery. 777-300ER livery with the GE engines in 1/400 scale. I never heard of this brand. Just great to have this, and it's really cool that this brand is at the end of the box. It shows at the gate. So I guess they're trying to like say like you can take this off. You can what do you call it? You can take this off of the box. Let me see. You can use it for like for your gates. So like this. So it's actually really cool for a company to do that. It looks really cool. Like you gotta say this is like the right way to make a manufacturing. So let's put here here are the MD-80 and A320. So this is just very nicely. See, very nicely done. This is one of my most favorite box designs, I gotta say. Very nicely done. So let's get the Eva Air right here. There we go. So again, it looks amazing. I hope even NG Models, this is just super cool to have, especially for a review. So here we'll start with the 777-300 noise with the SkyTeam logo here with the L1 door with the registration of Bravo 16740 with the EVA Air titles with the L2 door with beautiful 777 main landing gear. And here we have the beautiful, it looks like they got it from Aviation 400 this model, so that's really nice with the, of course, the illuminated light. Here we go. Here's the Wi-Fi bubble with here the beautiful GE engines, if I'm correct. Here we have the L3 door with the L4 door and the L5 door. Here it says the 777-300ER. Here's another Wi-Fi bubble, I believe. Here's the back of the aircraft with the L5 door with again the registration with the Eva Air logo, very nicely done by this company. Here we have the exhaust of the 777-300, very beautifully done. Here is the beautiful elevators of the 777-300 with the beautiful wing of the aircraft. Here you see the main landing gear, which doesn't show that well. For the back of the aircraft, we have, of course, the 777. Nicely done. The wings are not they're not like Gemini jets where they increase. So it's very nice. And finally, the same thing on the same side of the aircraft, except it doesn't have registration here like other Asian models, but still very beautiful model. And I like it because it looks super shiny like Aeroflot. So that's really cool model. I'm super happy to have this in my collection. I'm trying to increase my Asian models. So now for the bottom of the aircraft, of course, we have the main 777 landing gear with the stand hole of the aircraft and the nose landing gear of the aircraft. And here the cargo doors of the right side. Very nicely done by this airline, by this company. Really, I would say to buy this model. It's not too expensive, and it's very nicely done. It's not the worst model I've ever had in my collection, but it's not one of the best models in my collection, but still very nice. This box is, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. This box is almost perfect. It needs design, but really it's this, having this design of having at the aircraft to show where the engines are, and you come in. It's just super phenomenal model and box. So And finally, we're going to get to the last two models. These last two models I've already gotten before. It's great to have doubles, but I'm not going to review them that much since I already have two. One's the JC Wings Air India 777-300, and here's the Aviation 400 Boeing 777-300ER. I already have these models, so they're good like for doubles. I already got doubles. I've already reviewed them, so there's nothing really to go over, just to look at the aircraft. The Garcia is the classic Air India 777-300ER with the Air India titles, and the Boeing 777-300ER in the classic livery in the Boeing house colors. Just a beautiful model. Both of these models are good. Aviation 400 always rocks it, and JC Wings, it's probably the best 777 you can get on Air India market right now. I got the Gemijus Air India 777-300ER, which is the best mold, but this is the best one you can buy right now that's not super rare or super expensive. So both really nice models. I already have them, so I'll see what I'll do with them, but very nice models. So I think that's the final. Those are the final two models in the review. That I am correct. So this is a very promising thing. I got all these models from Prairie Diecast. I love them. They're one of my most favorite They're my most favorite company to buy model airplanes from. I bought the two Tarom A318s at pre-order, and then I got these 8. The rest of the 8 models were mystery models that I got for a pretty good price, so I'm really happy with them. So these are really good models. I would prefer to buy these mystery models because I got some great models such as the Star Wars, the JetBlue, and the Southwest. So with the Thai, Eva Air, and Iran Air, which I'm really happy with. Didn't pay for much. Like I think I paid about $30. So pretty much $30 for this JetBlue A320 is a steal, and $30 for a Star Wars 777-300 is a really good price. So I would prefer to buy from Prairie Diecast. If you look into the future, you should get from Prairie Diecast. They always have 10% off at Prairie Diecast. So they're my most favorite company. So thank you for watching this model review, and I'll see you in the next day. Goodbye.